Welcome to this session where I would want to share with you how to find and review literature for your research paper, research thesis, or even grant writing. Okay, so at this time you've gotten your topic. You've see our previous video and learned one or two things about how to find research topics using the limitation and suggestion for future studies of present available studies on the net, in your library, or any space where you can find previous studies on a particular subject matter. So now that you have a topic, the next sequential thing to do is to review literature, is to search for literature. Now understand that literature review is a comprehensive, critical, and systematic analysis of existing research studies, academic papers, and other relevant sources for the purpose of one, why do you have to look at available literature after you've gotten a topic? What uh, are you intended to find? What do you intend to find? What should you find at the end of reviewing previous studies around the topic you have in mind? One, it would help you um, provide an overview of current knowledge. Now, I know that in choosing your topic, if you follow our method, you had looked at the limitation and future suggestions of present work to craft your topic. But you still need to have an overview, a generalistic overview of what has been done previously. And so conducting this review of literature would help you have that overview. Two, it would help inform your research questions, objectives, and methodology. Yes, by looking at previous literature, you can have a research question, which is, of course, the next step after this is getting research question, because you cannot begin any research without having a research question in mind. So conducting literature review helps you identify research questions, help you create research questions, help you draft your research questions that would answer the several hypotheses and questions that would emanate out of your study. When the next thing this activity, this second activity in the research process does for you is to inform you on the methodology. Yes, most times you would need to set up um, an experiment to investigate the subject matter or the topic of what you have in mind. What method do you follow? What do you do? What have other persons done? How successful was this method? It's at the process of reviewing literature that you get to find a possible methodology for your work. The next thing you review literature for is to situate your work around what others have done. Yes, very important. It is to situate your work so that your work is not just standing out there, it's not putting together an abstract theory, but it is building on what available knowledge on what has been done before. So you review literature to situate your work, take the next step. You're not discussing what is not possible. You need to show that, oh, this person has done this. I am thinking the next direction is this. Reviewing literature helps you achieve that. Then it helps you establish the theoretical framework of your work. It helps you tell, okay, this is the theoretical framework you should follow. It could also help you in creating a conceptual framework, especially if you're going to write the chapter 2 part of your research thesis. And so doing review of literature helps you do all of that. Now, one thing you get at the end of reviewing literature is finding a seed paper. A seed paper is that one paper, that one study that looks so much like what you want to do at the present, that uses a methodology that resembles the methodological path you want to take, or uses a technique that is relevant to your present study. That paper is your seed paper. So in this video, I'll be showing you not only how to review literature, but how to find a seed paper, because the aim of reviewing literature is finding methodology that resembles what you want to do, helping you create theoretical framework, helping you create a conceptual framework, helping you build on research questions, and helping you fine tune your research topic. Now, let's get into it almost immediately. In this session, I will be teaching you how to use Semantic Scholar for the purpose of review of literature, how to put this literature together in Google NotebookLM, and how to refine your review of literature with ChatGPT, and how to get a summary of your literature using consensus AI. So I will be blending traditional method and modern methods using AI. Let's get quickly into the first part of this, where we begin our search for literature. If you're going to be effective, you begin from using Semantic Scholar. The reason Semantic Scholar is proposed is that, unlike what we have in Google Scholar, Semantic Scholar allows you to use natural language and find several related paper around your first research query. And above that, it doesn't use keywords. You could just copy your research topic and put into Semantic Scholar, and it will dig up relevant literature for you without you having to go through the process of picking out keywords from your topic. So let's get down into it. Let's get to Semantic Scholar and see how to begin to find relevant literature and conduct a very good review of literature. So this is the Semantic Scholar space. To reach Semantic Scholar, you go to www.semanticscholar.org, and it takes you here. It's a database of over 200 million research work. So it's very intense. It gives you very accurate and very pungent answers when you want to search for literature. So how do you begin with it? This is where you type in your research topic. Just put in all of the topic, not keywords. So this is the topic I want to work on. For example, the impact of social media on mental health. Now, that is just a topic I need to refine further. But before I refine it further, I need to find relevant literature. So I just click on search. And this model will begin to search that for me almost immediately. Now it is done with the search, and these are the plenty papers on the impact of social media on mental health. From what I see, there's already a paper exactly discussing that. Don't worry yet. Uh, don't just worry yet, because your topic can be refined a lot more further using what you see here. And so this is a research paper exactly fit into what I have. This is other papers, this is other papers, these are other papers, these are other papers around this same subject matter. So what do? I would need to click on them and read them one after the other. But some of them are not open for reading. Some of them are not open access. So what do? I filter this to show me only studies that have PDF I can look at. I also filter this to give me a range of the last 5 years, because of course a current topic should be within the last 5 years. And so I have done that refining. If I want to refine to field of study, if I want to look at it from a medical point of view, or from a sociology point of view, or from a biology point of view, any point of view I want to look at, I can use that. Now, you don't have all of these in other search engines for research, but this allows you to have all of that. So all the papers I now have here have um, PDF version. So I can just click on this and I would access its PDF version. I could go here to see the PDF. I could view via the browser and it will take me, this is that paper exactly. So I begin to look at the paper. I could find a PDF, I could read through it, I could do so many things around this paper. But that's not what I want to show you today because it will take you a while to read all of that and find a trend. So what do? I open the PDF and save it. I just opened the PDF version of it. Now, don't forget that I have an installation on my device that allows me open a PDF professionally and allows me talk to the PDF using an AI model just somewhere there. So what do? With this model, I just save the paper because I don't have the time to read the paper now. I save the paper and I go back here. This is the first paper I've chosen. So I, this is why we ask you to use Semantic Scholar because on it you can find related papers. So I can just click on related papers and it will take me to other papers that are related to this, or I could just go right to the next paper. And again, I want the PDF of it. I view the PDF, and once it opens up, I just save the PDF. Don't worry, I'm taking you through something how to do beautiful, easy review of literature. So once it's open, you could pay a few attention, and there's a theoretical framework here which could guide your own work. Just save it, just download it quickly, and get back to Semantic Scholar and look at the next work available, the impact of social media on the health of young adults, a review. It has a PDF because I have filtered to show me only papers with PDF. So I'll open the paper and again download the PDF very fast. This is it. I view the PDF and hit on a download. Just download the PDFs. I'll show you what to do with it. Remember, I am showing you how to conduct literature review very fast, an effective review of literature without breaking sweat and mixing or blending theoretical methods and modern methods and traditional methods. And so I'm going to pick this next paper. Now, before I do that, so I need to mention to you that another way of doing this is picking up papers that have influence. Yes, papers with very high citation is another way of getting into this. This paper, for example, has very high citation. I'll just download it. Just hit on download. The papers just keep downloading, waiting for you somewhere there in your download space. And so I'm downloading this too. I'm going back to the next paper. Just keep on picking up different papers that is suggested for you, that is related to what you're looking out for. Okay, this is another paper. It also has a PDF. Now, doesn't have an influence. Remember, I mentioned that you should also look at papers that have influence. This paper has influence. It has about 36 citations in the last 3 years. So I want to include this paper in the papers I am going to look out for, look out to their methodology, and create something beautiful out of this for my study. So once again, I am taking the download of this paper, and now I have say 5, 6, 7, 8 papers that I have downloaded around this subject matter. Then I am now ready to review literature. That will take me to the next tool. Remember that to review literature, or whatever I call literature, is to take a systematic, critical view of previous studies to situate your own work, find possible directions, and get methodologies for your own paper or for your own research thesis. And so you go to Semantic Scholar, gather some papers, then I will show you what next to do with these papers you have gathered. Okay, so this is Google Notebook LM. Now, all the papers you have searched out, you are supposed to review it. To review it means you need to systematically read them one after the other. In reading them, you have a goal. Your objective of reading through several papers is to find a general concept around the topic of your interest, is to find a methodology, is to have an overview of the research gap. And so that is why you are digging through, you're reading through, you're painstakingly studying other papers so that your work is not abstract, your work is within acceptable knowledge, your work is pushing the frontiers of knowledge. And so if you're going to do that, and reading could take so much time, don't worry, there's an AI model. So that AI model cuts off your reading time. That AI model is Google Notebook LM. Yes, Google Notebook LM, it's one beautiful AI model that collects all of your literature, helps you read them, and give you a summary of what you have in these papers. This is how you get to use it. First is you add your sources. Now, it's a very beautiful AI. It allows you add your own sources, not find paper for you. So these are the papers I have downloaded. I would add all the papers I have downloaded, all of them. I would add them to this beautiful AI model. This AI model would help me read them. This AI model would give me a summary from my 4 sources. So if it allows me to load up to 50 sources, so if I have downloaded up to 50 papers, I'll load them all into this space and collect a summary, collect a review of literature, collect a direction from what all of these papers have said. And so this is where it says both sources are systematically reviews, exploring that, and all of that, and all of that, and all of that. And so um, I could then ask questions because it allows me ask questions from those sources. I could now ask um, from these sources, what is the um, theoretical framework, theoretical framework mostly used, and it could tell me that. So if even if I had 50 papers, it could synthesize all of the 50 papers and tell me the theoretical framework used. So the abstract of one sources mention utilizing theoretical frameworks such as social comparison theory. Another source explicitly said social comparison theory. Another source said this theory. So most papers are using social identity theory and social comparison theory. So I already know it's a pattern to go. This already giving me a direction to follow. Okay, I'll now say, okay, from the sources, what are the um, limitation and research gaps? Limitations and research gaps. And this method or this model would do that just for me. It's going to look into all the sources and point out the limitations. Okay, these are some limitations: difficulty in measuring technology use accurately, challenges in establishing causal relationship, poor data quality in some areas, treating social media as a homogeneous entity, and all of that, and all of that, and identifies gap for me. Information gaps regarding teenagers' understanding of social media, and all of these are beautiful gaps, and this is beautiful write up, mind you. So if I was going to write chapter 2, this is already giving me some outline to write the chapter 2, the review of literature part of my research thesis. If I was looking at writing the methods, the introduction section of my paper, then I already have something to work on. And so this is how I review plenty papers, plenty literature. I get to review them. I get to find, you could ask anything around this paper. You could ask it to give you a summary of all of these papers, and it would give you the summary with citation. Okay, you could say, give me the summary of all sources, of all sources, of all the sources around, of all the sources, and it could do that for you. It would, even if this was 50 papers, remember that this allows you to upload up to 50 papers into this space, and so it could run you a 50 papers summary in very quick successions. And in doing so, it is not only giving you this summary, it's giving you citations from where it picked up all of this content. Here you go, already having a beautiful review of literature for your paper. Now, what else can this do for you? It could turn all of this to an audio document where you can just sit down and begin to listen. It could generate an audio document. It could turn this to a podcast between two or more persons. So here you gather all your literature from your sources, bring it to NotebookLM, and it gives you a direction. It gives you an overview, it gives you a summary, and that gets you ready to begin to work on your paper, because you now have direction. So you could even ask, give me possible new research questions, and to suggest for you possible new research questions that are yet to be explored from the 50 papers you have assembled here together. These are possible research questions: cross-cultural and contextual analysis, digital intervention and positive impact, mechanism of impact, and all of that. These are possible research questions that could inform a new topic for you, or inform the refining of your topic. Now, is there also more you can do around this? Yes, there is more you can do around reviewing related and relevant literature. Okay, so I take you to consensus, where you find and review literature in a very summarized form. When you look at consensus, you need to turn your topic to a question. So I would say, this is my topic, the impact of social media on mental health. I'll turn it to a question. I would say, what is the impact what is the impact of social media on mental health? And I ask it as a question. I hit on enter, and this guy is not just going to answer that my question that is related to, or that is the topic of my paper. It would give me more. It, for every answer it gives me, it's going to give me a literature source. And so this is, I have source one, source two, source three, source three, and so I have all of this put together, and it's a summary, a clear summary. And not just, I'm not even be interested in this summary, but this is where I'm interested in. For every of the answer summary it gives me out there, these are papers. So this is a paper. It looks like something I have looked at before. This is another paper. This is another paper. So I have multiple papers around this subject, plenty of it. I can download them. This is a literature review. This is a systematic review. This is a literature review. This is systematic review. This is highly cited. It has 417. It is an influential paper. So I have 10 papers here that has discussed this subject matter. I can download them, pick up their insight, and I am done with the review of literature. So this is how you get to review relevant literature. Look into all of the papers that have been discussed, have an idea of what has been done, what has happened before, what has been done before, and from there you refine your topics, find a methodology to use, and dive in into writing your review of literature. You need to note these sources, so download them, because you'll be adding them to your citation and to your references as we progress in writing our thesis. So just go pick this out now. And for today, you want to try this out. Don't want to let this information slide. So you want to try it out. You want to ensure that what you have learned here today, you have put it to work. You've used a topic, put it to Semantic Scholar, and from Scholar you take it to Google NotebookLM, and from there you get to consensus and have an overview, have a rundown of what a review of literature looks like, and begin to write and find directions for your topic. Thank you for watching.